Now we're going to talk about the communication and the personal engagement sections. So the communication section is out of 4, and it's broken down into a couple of points. So presentation. So this is how the work is laid out. The key for all of these things is that errors don't hamper the person who's trying to read it. So what you want is it to be well laid out with sensible headers. You want there to be no pages out of order. You want perhaps things like equation numbers and figure numbers, and those, so then you can reference those in the text. So this is how the thing is presented. So structure is about whether the information is present. So this is whether you've said all the things you need to say. Information is present and presented coherently. So this is how it's laid out. This is whether all the information is present. If something is all relevant, it means there's nothing unnecessary present. So this is no unnecessary information present. No waffling, in other words. And terminology. Use of subject-specific terminology and conventions is appropriate and correct. What this means is basically when you forget units, if you mistakenly use the word precision as opposed to resolution, so misuse of terminology, mismatching of decimal places and significant figures in tables, and when you're presenting errors. So all of these things add up to give you the communication mark. And the last section is the personal engagement section, and there's only 2 marks available for this. 0, you haven't handed anything in. 1, you can pretty much get by just handing a complete IA in. You can get 1 mark with limited independent thinking, no personal interest, and little evidence of designing it yourself well. So this final point, number 2, is how you demonstrate that you're engaged with the project. So you're nous in designing the project, your independent thinking with the exploration section, and with the design and the implementation of the experiment. So if you've come up with a particularly good method for designing the thing that isn't just the first method you come up with, maybe you've seen something in your analysis and then gone back and fixed it. So maybe you've found a whole bunch of anomalies or problems with the methodology, and then you've gone back and you've fixed them. So you've displayed some kind of independence of thought whilst doing it. So that's what the last mark is for.